Do we want to make an effort to write another letter, to show up at the next meeting? What do we want to do? Because if not, as has been brought up before, this is going to set up a precedent for other libraries. And each of our communities strongly is in need of their library, and we each support that or we wouldn't be here. Any suggestions? Or what would you like as a board to do?
When is the next city council meeting?
First Thursday of the month.
So if we show up, what happens then?
We make a plea,
When you say we, who do you mean?
whoever shows up. So that would be the 7th.
Some of us will be full.
I put it up, but at this point,
I mean, I could try to arrange a meeting. I just don't want to do that without transparency of the entire board.
I think it would be good if we had people that live in the city limits of Jacksboro to show up. And I don't live in the city limits of Jacksboro.
I've had several people come in and say they had heard that the library was closing. And I point blank asked Emma, and she said, no, the library is not closing.
I had several people who know that I'm on the board ask me if Jacksboro Library is closing.
Yeah, and the thing about it is it's not up to Jacksboro at this point.
Right.
I mean, the long and the short of it is, it's up to the state now, because Jacksboro wouldn't comply.
That's what I told them. I told them, what are we gonna do if they come take the computers
Well,
and books?
and their response was? Take them?
Not going to say who said it, but said,
Oh, we all know who said it. Yeah,
you'd
basically
be
said
surprised
take
who said it. That county money paid for part of those computers, so technically the computers could not be taken from the library, was the remark that I got back.
Unfortunate.
Mark had sent me some material from the meeting that y'all had the last time. And he said the auditors came in and checked his library, and 90% of the stuff in the library belonged to the state. Am I getting this right?
On our books, yes.
On your book. And 10% was stuff that stayed there.
That we bought the county funds.
Yeah, so,
Well, anything that I have bought over the last while has been county funds, and I'm having to watch that extremely close.
Because of the
We
budget,
only
you
get
watch the budget.
allocated so much for
Okay.
county.
Okay.
when have they been audited, or is that what it's called, audited or inventoried?
We
What
did
is-
inventory.
Inventory. When has Jacksboro Library been inventoried?
well, an inventory process involves basically taking a list of a database from the automated system and saying, here's what the computer thinks is in the library. And then going
And checking the
book by
shelves to.
book,
Mhm.
the big process, and
Yeah.
saying, okay, where are we on, where are we off? But I can get a basic percentage based on the public library survey where they put in their statistics, and that should be kind of close, but once somebody actually does a physical inventory, we find that it might not be exact, or that sort of thing. That's sort of thing what we had in the public library survey, and then we correct the public library survey to acknowledge reality of the inventory check. So I don't know the percentage right off of Gaeta's collection, but she has been spending county funds lately.
When you say lately, do you mean like the last 6 months, the last year, the last 6 weeks?
The last 2 months, right?
Oh. Well, see,
More.
she didn't get any state or federal funds this
No, I
past.
didn't get any
Last
state federal
year.
at all.
And those funds, we divided, the state library decided to divide among the other
Between the
libraries.
other three
So the
libraries,
funds stayed in the county.
In the county.
As far as the computers go, So I'd have to check to find out how much of the collection is actually state-owned at this point. As far as the computers go, I'd have to double check that, but that may be correct, that they wouldn't take those.
I mean, every computer in there was bought, what, every one.
Yeah, it depends on who's, yeah, so they might not take computers. But
I'd rather
one of the
not
things
get to
that
that
you
point that they're
lose.
taking to anything. I'd rather it, we can nip it.
Oh, yeah, that's your goal.
Yeah.
But,
Is it fair to assume that the city of Jacksboro realizes how much inventory belongs to the state? Are they
I
aware?
gave them the numbers in the past.
So they are well aware and they just don't
Yeah.
Well,
see it
if
as
the
important.
state comes in and takes, and I guess they can.
They can back up to you.
They
and
could,
take the books. And we have no libraries.
it would be a very, very small amount of materials.
The other things you lose are things like, this regional state services, grants,
TEL, yeah.
computer assistance, technology support, cataloging support, continuing education, all those kinds of things. But the biggest thing, but not the biggest thing, one of the main things is just the loss of that employee, that second employee. Because nowadays it's having to do it all on their own.
And I
I'm doing
think-
it myself anyway.
Well, and
that's
Since
local.
Dan left.
That's local funds, so,
but they're able to find funding to, he was supposed to replace, and yet had funding to retain her and keep him on their salary. What is he doing?
Because he was supposed to replace somebody that was retiring, correct?
Uh-huh, and yet
that
they're both
person
there.
is not retired.
And they're both there, and they're both getting paid. And from the video that was sent out of the last meeting, one of the members of the council was basically saying it's always been that way. And then somebody else in the video said, well, we're not paying $100,000 for another librarian. We don't want to pay $100,000 for a librarian. If that's the case, I'm applying.
And for real.
Seriously,
Make that be.
I'm joking aside, I'm applying tomorrow. But we need a second person. We need somebody who's gonna be more than just fogging up a mirror for a pulse. We need someone who's gonna be active in the library, who's gonna provide programming, who's going to use allocated funding to make that a magnanimous hub for the community. And that can't happen with one person because one person doesn't have enough arms.
No.
To do checking out, to do interlibrary loans, to answer the phones, to, people come in and they're lost and where's this, that, and the other. And am I correct? And you're the only one in the building and you're responsible for locking up the entire
I'm the only one in that
building?
library. I have Miss Doris who comes in and volunteers occasionally. And then there are two ladies set as substitutes. But I can only use them if I'm not going to be there.
And at the end of the night, you're responsible for locking up the entire
Every night,
building?
Yes,
They need to be doing that on their own.
yes, ma'am. I'm there for an hour alone, yet they won't let me open on Saturdays. They say I don't need to be there alone on a Saturday for 2 or 3
They
hours.
need to either provide
Well, the
an
fire,
officer to
they
escort
see
you
it
out of
as
the
the
building.
fire department is downstairs, just right
I don't
downstairs.
care.
That's the way they're seeing it, I believe. I'm not